Yo, if you guys can hear me, put a one in the chat. I'm trying to up the quality of this stuff, y'all. Let's see what's happening. If you guys can hear me, put. Yo. All right, bet. All right, we good money. I got a good one for y'all tonight. I got a good one for you guys tonight. I'm gonna admit right off the bat that some of these things are not the healthiest ways to go about weight loss. I'm gonna be honest with you, but I've done this stuff, right? So I'm gonna give you guys the full context in which I did some of these toxic methods, toxic strategies for weight loss. But I would be a hypocrite if I didn't share the whole story. And if you guys are familiar with my brand, then you know I keep it 100. I keep it all the way tall. You feel me? So I'm gonna give. All right. Instagram is saying I have no audio. YouTube, hang tight while I figure this out. Is there audio on Instagram? What's up, Chels? I don't know if I have audio on Instagram. Either way, whatever. If you're on Instagram, go to YouTube. We're gonna rock and roll on YouTube. All right. So toxic weight loss strategy: the good and the bad. As I mentioned, if you're just joining, I'm going to be talking about some possibly unhealthy ways that I lost weight. Right? I'm not telling you guys to do this. This is for informational purpose only. This is for informational purposes only. Use this stuff at your own discretion. Now, there are upsides to using some of the strategies that I'm going to be talking about tonight. I'm going to keep it real with you guys. There are upsides, but you have to, and that's part of the risk. See, a lot of people do this stuff anyway. So I'm talking about it so that you can use some of these hacks, if you will, responsibly. All right. Am I still good on the audio? Is the setup feeling and looking higher quality this week? If you feel like it looks better, put a 2 in the chat on YouTube. Let me make sure my efforts are being, it's actually worth the effort. This is my first time streaming live on Instagram from my camera. It's pretty cool how this works. All right, cool. I appreciate it. Shout out to my online coaching clients. I got a few of my online coaching clients in the building. I appreciate you guys for popping on. You guys better not do none of this stuff that I'm talking about today. All right, bet. So there are a few obvious things that people do, right, that I consider toxic. And now if I say, let me, first of all, let me be honest. I'm using that word toxic because it's a buzzword. It's something that people, oh my God, it's toxic this, toxic that. And it gets clicks, right? But I'm going to be talking about just unhealthy things people do to lose weight, right? Some of which I will say has helped me. So the first toxic thing, I'm going to go through the things that I think you shouldn't do. I'm going to go through these pretty quickly. If you're watching on Instagram, I suggest you guys come over to YouTube because the quality the experience is better. All right. Cutting out food groups. I remember doing Atkins. I think most of the failed weight loss missions. So I struggled with weight for 10 years. I did 10 years of yo-yo dieting, and most of my weight loss most of my efforts were with Atkins. I would do stupid shit like eat McDonald's double cheeseburgers with no buns, right? I would just eat salad wraps. I mean, I would get turkey meat and cheese and wrap it up in lettuce. Like, and that would be a legit meal for me. I would eat that all day long with boiled eggs. Like, just super unsustainable methods, right? And I'm pretty sure a lot of people can relate to this. So the Atkins diet, so cutting out food groups, whether it's cutting out carbs, cutting out fats, only eating meat, whatever it is that you're doing that's super drastic is not sustainable. Cut that out. Over exercising. Now, I've had clients who tell me, yo, Brix, I want to do 2-a-days. And my response to them is, why? Why do you feel like you want to do 2-a-days? Don't you realize that anything you do to speed up the process only ends up setting you back in the long run? I say this every week. I say the same thing every single week, and it's true. Anything you try to do to speed up the process only sets you back further in the long run. Patience is a virtue, but that's not what we're talking about tonight. We're talking about these unhealthy methods, these toxic weight loss strategies, right? All right. Being too restrictive. If you feel like you need to hate your life, hate your food, train, don't have a social life, you're going to get short-term results. You'll get short-term results. You'll see some results for the first month or two, and then your brain is going to fry, and you're going to be exhausted. You're going to be exhausted. Your body's going to be exhausted because you've been under eating. Your mind is going to be exhausted because you've been super restrictive. And you know what happens after that? Binge. That's what happens after that. You binge. It happens every single time. You binge. Restriction, our minds naturally push up against restrictions. If we feel like we can't have something, we naturally crave it more. All right. So understand that if you go into this diet mindset, I can't have this, I can't have that, I can't go here, I can't do this, then naturally you're just gonna crave it even more. Right. So find a way to have balance. Find a way to still enjoy your diet. Find a way to still enjoy your life during the weight loss process. Because you can. You don't have to hate your life during the weight loss process. You don't have to be hungry all the time during the weight loss process. Let me be very clear about that. But all you need, you have to have a system. You have to have a system. You have to also know what your activity out, meaning like how much activity, how much exercise, how many calories you're burning. And you also have to understand how many calories you're consuming. Calorie awareness is super important. It's the most important thing. It's the most important thing, guys. If you need support, go to brixtraining.com. I'm currently taking on online coaching clients. There's a quick questionnaire there. You can schedule a call with me personally. Let's figure out if we will work well together, but only if you're ready. Again, I have a few of my coaching clients in the chat right now. Shout out to my coaching clients. I love you guys. Don't forget to finger pop the algorithm with a like. I appreciate that, JP. I said that in the video. That was funny. I don't know if you got, anyway. So yeah, back to these toxic weight loss strategies, right? These are the ones I don't want you guys doing. I'm going to get to the ones that I want you guys to actually experiment with, to use to create some momentum, right? But stay with me. Stay with me. All right. Now, another thing people do is they try to depend on supplements. Look at the word supplement. The word supplement suggests its function. It should be a supplement to what you're already doing, right? It's not the thing, right? It's the thing that supports the thing. It's a supplement. So when I've seen people literally not change their diets, not exercise, and try to take diet pills or drink protein powder and think that they're going to lose weight. No, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't matter what supplements you take. If you're not creating a calorie deficit, two ways to create a calorie deficit: exercise, calorie restriction, right? Eating less calories, burning more calories. At the end of the day, it comes down to that, guys. It comes down to making sure you're in a caloric deficit. So do not depend on supplements. And another toxic weight loss strategy I see a lot of people doing is these damn cleanses and these detoxes. Not saying you shouldn't detox, but detoxes are not for weight loss, right? That's not the move if you're trying to lose weight long term and keep it off. Can detoxes help you? But I'm not talking about flat tummy teas. I'm not talking about these schemes and scams that people are trying to sell you guys. No. These cleanses, it doesn't, I'm not going to say it doesn't help, because if you're doing a real good organic cleanse, you're going to feel better. And when you feel better, you perform better, right? And it can help you reset your palate as well, right? But don't do it because you want to see pounds on the scale go away. That's not what that's for. Another thing people do that's toxic to lose weight is punish themselves with exercise. You don't want to punish yourself with exercise. You don't want to create that association, right? You don't want to create a negative association with exercise. Like, for instance, I hate when I've seen dads, especially military dads, who, when their kid gets in trouble, they make them do push-ups. You're just naturally creating a negative association with exercise that kid is going to carry into his adulthood. Cut that out. If you overeat one day, just forget about it. Don't feel like you need to do 2 hours of cardio because last night you had an extra piece of cake. Nah, don't. Just let it go, right? Just let it go. Here's the thing. I'm not telling you not to make up for it, but don't do it in the spirit of punishment. You feel me? Don't do it in the spirit of punishment. Oh, I got to punish myself with cardio because I had an extra piece of cheesecake. Nah, cut that out. Don't do it. If you feel better, because sometimes, don't get me wrong, if I overeat, then the next day or the day after that, I will add a little bit more exercise, but mainly it's because it helps me feel back to normal. Because when I overindulge in food, I feel like crap. So doing a little extra cardio, lifting a little bit, more, helps me get back to my, feeling like my normal self. But I'm not doing it because it's a punishment. No. Definitely not. All right. Let's save the questions until afterwards. I'm going to finish going through my notes, and then I will take questions afterwards. I appreciate you guys. All right, the next thing, and this is probably has nothing to do with anything, but don't neglect sleep. Get your sleep. just needed to add this one because I have just so many people who don't understand the value of sleep when it comes to losing weight. You have to rest your body. That is where recovery happens. That is where you cleanse or reset your systems, right? The same systems that you're begging to function in a way that makes you feel better and that helps you lose weight. You can't overwork them. You have to get rest. All right. For those of you who just popped on, I am currently taking on online coaching clients. If you go to brixtraining.com, fill out the quick survey, and you can schedule a call with me. It's high accountability. Listen, if you are on the fence about if you're ready, it's okay. Just wait. Don't reach. I want to do these calls myself, right? I'm very busy. I love you guys, but I don't want to just chat. I want to work with people who are ready to commit, who are ready to put the work in, because we don't lose over here. Ask any of my clients, and there's several of them in the chat right now. Ask any of my clients. We don't play. It is a winning atmosphere. It is a high accountability atmosphere. So go to brixtraining.com if you are ready. Only if you are ready. All right. All right. The next toxic thing, and I did this myself too. Is setting unrealistic goals. You're not going to lose that much weight in that little time. It doesn't happen that way, people. It just doesn't happen that way. It never happens that way. Honestly, okay, it's okay to have goals, right? It's okay to, have a North Star, have an idea of what you want to achieve, but don't be so attached to any particular outcome, because you cannot control how this thing is going to go. You cannot control it. So with that being true, you want to bless yourself with detachment from the outcome, because that's where you can have peace. And I know it sounds cliche. You need to just focus on the process, the daily things you need to do, and do them for doing them sake, right? Do them just because this is the identity of the person, right? Because I always say this thing, the body that you want is owned by a higher version of yourself, right? So with this higher version of yourself has different habits, has different routines, has a different mindset. So when you're exercising, don't exercise because you want to lose 50 pounds. Exercise because the version of yourself that has the body you want exercises regularly. Does that make sense? You don't want to exercise to lose weight. You want to exercise because the version of yourself that has the body that you want exercises regularly. It's just a perspective shift. That's it. It's just a perspective shift. The why behind your actions, it changes the experience of what you're doing. Right? Like when you're doing something, this is going to be totally to the left a little bit, but when you're doing something kind for someone, right? Let's say you're giving a homeless person some money, $5, $10. When you're doing it because you're trying, you have an ulterior motive, right? Or you want to impress somebody, or you want to take a picture and post it on the internet, the energy of that action is not the same if you're doing it because you just want to be a kind person. Same thing for exercise. When you're exercising because you just really want to treat your body well, and you look at every workout as a deposit into your future self, if you look at every workout as a deposit, making a deposit into your vitality, it changes the experience. But when you're doing it only to see the number on the scale go down, that energy is going to drain you. Because for one, you're attached to the outcome. Now that means when the outcome doesn't happen exactly how you want it, you're going to have no motivation to exercise anymore. Whereas if you're exercising because the person that you want to become exercises, then that means every workout matters no matter what the outcome is. You feel what I'm saying? So your why, and I know I'm off topic a little bit right now. But your why matters so much. Your why matters so much, guys. You have so much power to shift your perspective. Exercise that. But yeah, back to the setting unrealistic. You can't go in. That's how I deviated. You can't go into a weight loss journey with this. All right, I want to lose 50 pounds in 3 months. This is going to happen. You create these unrealistic expectations for yourself. And when you have unrealistic expectations, you are setting yourself up for disappointment. And every time you failed in the past, every time you quit, it's probably because you at some point got disappointed. You can't keep doing this to yourself. Your why matters so much. All right. So focus on the process, exercising and making healthy eating choices because you want to love on yourself. Look at every workout, every time you choose to eat something that is nourishing to your body, look at that as an expression of love for yourself. Do you love yourself? Let me tell you something. And this may trigger alert. This may trigger some people. When I was fat, I did not love myself. I didn't treat myself as if I loved myself. The choices I made when I was overweight did not reflect that I loved myself. Let me be very clear about that. I'm speaking for myself. I'm not speaking, and I know it is complex. I know there are so many layers to why we eat the way we eat, but it's 2023. We now have the information. We see our family members getting their feet chopped off because they have diabetes. We see it. We see people having heart attacks because they eat fried foods every single day. We see it. We can no longer blame ignorance. We now know. We know what's going on. We know that the diets and the lifestyles we're living is going to kill us. So now when a person sees someone that's overweight and they automatically assume that that person doesn't care about themselves, can you blame them? If you're walking around with extra belly fat that is potentially killing you and you know it, right? The same thing for cigarette smokers, right? And I'm not here to judge anyone. I've been there. I understand. It is an addiction. It is an ignorance a lot of us have, but it's up to you to address that. It's up to you to make the investment into the support that you need. It's up to you. Do you love yourself or do you not love yourself? Do you care about your vessel? You only get one body. You feel like shit right now. I don't know who I'm talking to, but you feel like shit. And it's time for you to do something about it. It's time for you to do something about it. It's time to snap out of it. It's time to stop talking about it. It's time to stop stopping. It's not going to be a perfect journey. It's not going to be a perfect journey. It's not. I see the super chats. I'm going to get to you guys. I appreciate you guys so much. It's not going to be a perfect journey. It's all good. I understand that. But you have to stop stopping, and you have to get the support that you need. You have to get the accountability. You have to plug yourself into a system. You have to get around community. You got to stop hanging with those friends who just want to drink and eat fast food. You got to cut that out. It's not serving you. And I know it's hard. We want to be accepted, but you got to understand, if you are, let me tell you guys this. If you are pursuing a healthy lifestyle, you better embrace being the black sheep. You better embrace that shit. You better embrace it. You better embrace being the weird person, right? Being the person that oh, they think you too good.